Hello, everyone, and thank you for coming to Deb Chanel's 48th World, where we do soap opera reviews. The soap opera we're going to be going over today is The Young and the Restless, which aired on Thursday, June 9th, 2016, Eastern Standard Time, 3 o'clock. To give you a bit of a summary of that episode that aired on Thursday, we have Dylan and Paul make a shocking discovery. Then we have Summer surprises Luca. Then Nick and Phyllis join forces. And so we're at the recapping stage from Wednesday's episode, where it goes into Nicholas confronts Travis and Victoria at Hank's bar. Then we have Travis confronts Nicholas, and Nicholas stands up to Travis, meaning he's standing his ground when he's saying he wants his sister to come out the bar so they can go somewhere and talk privately, which Nick does get his way. Then we have Summer calls Luca to tell him she had to go to Savannah to support Daniel, if y'all remember him. That was Phyllis's first child, the old Phyllis anyway, in an art exhibit that he was doing in Savannah, Georgia. Lucas is surprised with a visit from Phyllis. Okay, basically, with that scenario, Phyllis done stepped in because she done got the word that Summer done moved in with Lucas, or Luca done moved in with Summer, however you want to view it, and she's not happy about it. And as we know, Phyllis is a real redhead son of a gun, okay? She would get you straight from the top of your head to the sole of your feet with one eye blink. And she has money to boot. So she put Victor in jail, and you know that wasn't a easy task, but she did that, okay? So basically, she's giving Luca the rundown, and later on in this episode, she joins forces with her ex-husband Nicholas, where they're going to try to do reverse psychology, meaning be nice to him to where he feels he got to leave. So it's a different strategy she's taking, but hey, we'll see how that goes before she has to be on her broomstick again and raise the hell in that time frame. Okay, we move from that situation. We go to Michael. Michael comes over to Adam and Chelsea's place to tell them Ian wants a trial. Michael had went and paid Ian a visit in jail, trying to get his deposition on tape recorder. And of course, Ian turns the table on them once again. I don't know why they think they could keep what do you call it, believing in or supporting villains, or people that's going to get you in trouble, to help them in the way that they want to be helped. That's never going to happen. And of course, Ian proves that. Ian said he wants his day in court. He wants a public trial where everybody can see how he can put on and act on. But basically, he is conspiring against I don't know who. But he pretty much has it out for Victor. So lying, stealing, borrowing, he don't care. He just wants to see Victor do more time, and he wants to be out. So we leave that situation. He just told Michael when he came out to view him, and like I said, get his take on the story of how Victor has set up Adam to take the fall for Constance Bingham's death, as well as forging the diary. He said everything will come out, but he wants his day in court to spill the beans. He's not doing anything on a tape recorder. So it is a brilliant idea, but Michael just don't know how to trust him because, he is a true character. And he's on the side that he feel he can win. So it's a toss up, but Michael concedes and he says, okay, we'll make those arrangements. But I have to go back and talk to my client to make sure they're on the same wavelength. So then we go to Paul and Dylan. They're going over the lab tech's body and causing the cause of death, which was an overdose of pills. So they were on the right track, but whomever, excuse me, whomever the lab tech was dealing with, they weren't going to get a confession out of him, so he pretty much panicked. And later on in the episode, they feel that Hillary was the one paying off people, but that was for a drug test, and it had nothing to do with Victor being locked up in jail. At least they haven't brought that piece of evidence out yet. So we still got her on the FDA uh bribery charge. So then we go to Victor and Meredith. Both have finished, more than likely, having sex again. They just show us taking off clothes, or them taking off some clothes, or an emotional taking off clothes, but they don't really show us, them doing the act per se. But we're just assuming that this is the second time they don't had sex with each other in jail, which is against the law and against ethical code by being a medical provider. I tell you, she might have just gone and lock her own self up with her own admission of guilt, because why wait for the law to throw the books at her? Excuse me, guys, I'm sleepy. But it's actually 8:40, so I think the heat, because I am in Atlanta, Georgia, and the air is on, but it's still, when it's hot outside, it still takes a toll, I guess, on the structure of your home, and it absorbing more heat. Making air conditioner units hard to do what they need to do. And it's still, what's the degree, shop? Yeah, I think it's still low 90s. But anyway, it is 87. Okay, 87 degrees, guys. So that's why we're in our yawn mode. I just gotta find a time to be taping where it's either late at midnight, or I just don't know in the summertime, because I just started my YouTube channel in the winter time, so I'm not really quite sure of how things are manifesting themselves. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Y'all don't care about that. Let me get back to the story here. Like I said, they just finished having sex for the second time when um the guard knocks on the door and presents Ian, who walks in talking about he needs some medical attention. He don't need no medical attention. He just want to start stuff. So, uh, let me see. What Ian is basically there is trying to see Dr. Gates to try to tell on Victor, and of course she refused to see him after he get in there, and Victor's gone back to his cell, and he starts spewing insults about Victor and now she need to be warned and this, that, and that. She tells him the guard to come get him because he ain't there, but he was just starting mess. But he will get another time to go back and see her in this same episode, but then he is gonna need some treatment. Okay. Anyway, we go to Chelsea. She's wanting to toast to a possible positive outcome for Alan's testimony. Everything seems to be going in his favor with having of course, they don't know that, excuse me, at this point, the lab tech took his own life. They don't know that yet. And then they don't really know the fact that um, Ian wants his day in court, but it's still okay because they really think Ian's gonna testify to stuff that he knows and not what he's fictitiously, making up. So they have a little short victory at this moment, but it's gonna be very short lived. Um, we go to Denise, the lab tech's girlfriend. Um, she actually found the lab tech's body when she came to visit him. So I guess he made a phone call to her prior to him being interviewed by Paul, and them pretty much letting him know that they're on to him, and he going upstairs or going to the athletic club, going to his suite and taking all these bottle of pills. But he must have called his girlfriend, fiance at the time, who knows, um, to tell her to come over to the athletic club because he had booked them a suite that they're going to stay the weekend at. And, she was all okay about it, and she got her key. She went up there and found his little body sitting up there dead, cold as a slab of ribs. You know what I'm saying? Would you get them out the freezer? So I guess she called downstairs and told them, hey, this is what I found. Can y'all send somebody up? Which that's how Paul them got there, and they started asking her questions. And then, she was thinking that the jury that her boyfriend had gave her, the deceased lab tech, was from drug money. I was like, really? Okay, don't play that part. That wasn't even cute. We go to Phyllis is trying to tell Luca she plays dirty, not like Nicholas. They're at that little athletic club on the outside where I guess they have a swimming pool area and a back lounge bar type of setup. And she goes in and tells him like, I married into the Abbott family, true enough. But guess what? I brought my dirty ways, so I know how to get deep down and dirty in those streets. Okay, so she's pretty much telling Luca, fair game, fair warning. Back off her daughter right now, or face the consequences. So that's before she had put in another plan of action where she was going to kill him with kindness and enlist Nicholas' help. But at the time, she's just playing dirty with him, and he kind of seems like he's a little scared um, for the moment. But we see how that plays out at the end of this episode. Then we have uh, Nicholas. Nicholas is now backing down. He wants Victoria to come with him now, and she does. So pretty much, Nicholas has gotten her from Hank's bar, from with Travis, because he wants to go back to the athletic club and discuss some stuff. But the scene that's where all the rich and famous people congregate at. They go to the athletic club, and like I said, no food is really being shown. Nobody's really partaking of anything. Maybe water or coffee. I don't know, because they be sipping on something, but I don't really be seeing no eating going on. Anyway, we go to commercial. We come back. We have Luca tells Phyllis Summer is not a child. Phyllis says she will protect her daughter from all opportunists. Then Luca is trying to tell Phyllis off, but he tries to leave after he's got his little word in. But she says, "Stay, stay, and let me tell you how it's gonna be. You didn't give me my chance to say what I needed to say to you and get things straight." So he pretty much, like I said, he sit down. She scared the shit out of him, and he pretty much gets up and leaves. Then we have Nicholas is saying to Victoria, she's too vulnerable at this time, and Nicholas says, to her, you need to be careful, honey, because you doing too much stuff that you wouldn't, if your life was in order, you wouldn't be doing. Going around, leaving comfort and time, fooling around with somebody you don't even really know. In a seedy part of town at that, a seedy part of town, meaning, questionable, like a lot of drug activity may be going on, lot of low life. So anyway, like how I'm going with it. Okay. Anyway, Ian is trying to get next to Victor. He's going in now, trying to sit in the same place Victor is, congregating in, trying to get his little read on and stuff. He goes in to tell Victor, he's gonna be coming out of those prison cells, in a few. And he's gonna be sending him postcards and letters and all of that. And Victor's kind of curious and he's like motions to him like he wanna hear a little bit more. Then Ian goes on to saying he's finna get ready to set him up pretty much. And Victor just getting hot. And Victor just get back into the old boxing days and start doing 1, 2, 3 punch, you're out on him. So that's pretty much with that scene. And then that's why you see Ian ends back up in the infirmary seeing Dr. Gates. But we have Michael gets a call from Paul to say to the lab tech is dead. But Adam already had the feeling from how Michael was talking. So basically, Adam, Chelsea, and Michael was over there talking about the ins and outs, the comes and goings of Ian, and when he went and saw him in prison about, trying to get his deposition, but he decided that he's not going to do that. He's going to appear in court whenever the court date is going to be set, and this, that, and the other. So, Michael asked Adam, how did he know what it was? He said, I'm not a sight reader. I'm not a mind reader. It just seemed like that's how the conversation was going. And it just intuitiveness, I guess. And I just knew shit couldn't last for long being, good on my side. So, basically Michael saying, no, 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 don't take this as, a bad thing. And then Chelsea asked Adam, how does he know, well, that's pretty much what it was. He told her the same thing. He just had the intuition that things were going bad from Michael's conversation. Then Michael goes on to say, just because the lab tech is not where he can testify or they can get him to lie on the stand of his real true backer, which they all feel is Victor. Um, he said, well, when people just go on and off themselves like the lab tech did, that's almost like an omission of guilt. And he goes to say that we could use that to our advantage. So, of course, Chelsea started pumping up Adam, and Adam started believing the best again. Then we go back to Victor. Victor tells Ian to tell the doctor to check him for delusion, because if he thinks he's getting out there before he got out of jail, he got another thing coming. Then Ian goes on to tell Victor he's going to turn state's evidence on him and he is going to be out. And he goes on to tell Victor his plan of motion or plan of action he's going to take, and then that's when Victor go upside his head and beat him up until he start having like blood coming from him. And the guards show up and they separate the two, and then Victor gets sentenced to solitary, and he can't have any more infirmary visits. Because that's pretty much what the warden had told him. Don't try to mess yourself up because you're just going to be sitting there bleeding and carrying on because we ain't taking you to no doctor. And you're going in solitary for a while, which was pretty much where Ian was. So Ian is somewhat getting what he wants at the turn of events, it would think. Then we go to Phyllis. Phyllis is threatening Luca to leave town and leave Summer alone. She leaves him with a thought of putting Victor in jail. Meaning she goes over the whole scenario, how you think Victor got in jail. She was the catalyst behind that action, and what does she think she would do to a gentle bird like him? So that just gives him stuff to think about. Then we go back to Nicholas and Victoria talking about their dad, and Victoria saying, she can't really believe Luca turned on her like that. But Nick wasn't gonna leave that tea. He's saying, you left yourself wide open, because if somebody as devious as Luca can get stuff on you, whether he's trying to blackmail you or whatever he's trying to do, he had to investigate him, and that's how I found you. And then Victoria just looking dumb, looking crazy. I'm like, how can you be so dumb? And you're running a multi-trillion-dollar company up there, Victoria. Gosh. Okay, you so smart, you dumb. But anyway, we go to a commercial, we come back. We have the guards are separating Victor, like I said, and Ian. And the main warden, goes on to give the rules and the regulations of what's going to transpire between the two men. And then, they order a guard to take Ian to the infirmary to check out his bruises. Like I said, Victor worked them over like he was in a boxing ring and stuff. So for an old man, Victor can get down when it's time to whoop somebody's ass. Okay. Then we go to Victoria. She's talking to, she's looking at the pictures that Nicholas had shown her that Luca had pretty much took of her dancing or carrying on with Travis in Hank's nightclub that he owns. And, they have this little spiel, and then Victoria goes back to the office, and, she's talking to Victor's picture and, saying she only wanted his love and respect and this, that, and the other. Then, of course, Luke ain't too far from the office. I'm telling you, he might just going to move in, because he's either lurking around, peeping around, crawling on the floor around. I just don't know. I tell you, can't trust Luke. You need to put a leash on that joker. But anyway, he comes in because he hears her talking to herself to her dad. And then kind of startles her as well. But then we move on to Nicholas and Summer. They're still at the bar. I'm sorry, Nicholas and Phyllis are still at the bar at the athletic club because he done left Victoria. And he met up, still hell. He just left the seating arrangement that him and Victoria was gonna have dinner, I guess, but it didn't transpire. So he went to the bar, and then like I said, Phyllis was outside on the other end of the athletic club where the pool was and stuff like that. And she came inside and she found her ex-husband Nicholas. So that's when they got into a little small chit chat about Summer and her comments and goings and moving in with Luca and that disparagement altogether. And she goes on to say what she told Luca, and he goes on to tell her what he told Luca, and pretty much she's just saying, okay, Nicholas was thanking her, excuse me, for being behind the plan of action of getting Summer out of town for a couple of days, if not a week, to help her big brother Daniel up in Savannah, Georgia. And she said, thank you. I know that was a piece of artwork. And he smiled at her about that. And they just, start having a little, like I said, small talk. And then they're going to devise their own little plan. We go to commercial. We come back. And they're, talking about their kids. And, Phyllis start talking about little kids. And then she gets the idea that she overstepped her boundaries about the kid situation because she didn't know how Nick was feeling about the whole situation of his wife dying and then the kid being displaced and then supposedly dying and this, that, and the other. But like I said, it is what it is because the kid really belongs to Adam. So Nicholas still ain't got a chance in hell to get that baby. So it is what it is. Um, we go back to the situation with Victoria and Luca. Luca stands up to Victoria because she's dribbling him pretty much about he's saying he's protecting her and her actions when it involves her personal life as well as business life. And we know he kind of showed us behind and business savvy, saving her from that oil refinery debacle. And, you know, he was doing his excellent due diligence by checking on this so-called Travis, which he did find out he was a money tycoon in a sense of trading on Wall Street. And, you know, he gonna share that little tea with Victoria because, you know, she was trying to say or introduce to him that he was maybe going to try to blackmail her with information or get him another solidified seat at the Newman Enterprises organization or, you know, what. And, you know, he's still trying to tell her, you know, I'm trying to look out for you, baby, because you my key to getting in. I'm trying to do it the right way. But, you know, I can have me some insurance now. But anyway, he go on and give her a little icing on the cake and saying, you know, who you think Travis is, trying to be like this little, you know, small time person, maybe run up on some money, got a good business idea and start him a bar. And it's his, he own it, he's trying struggling with it, but it's his, he makes his own hours, you know, he pays his bill with it, he pays, you know, little people he got working for him and everybody's cool. However, you know, that's not true. He came, I won't say he came from money, I'll just say he invested real well or something to that effect because he was doing a lot of trading on Wall Street. Not to say he, you know, made a lot of money, but, you know, you make a pretty good salary, whether it's on commission or whatever, you know, being a stock trader. Um, and, you know, that's pretty much how it is. So she was kind of like very upset because, you know, Travis was giving her a hard time of being, you know, undercover and trying to be like this, you know, one woman team, trying to raise a family, trying to, you know, take care of her family on a, what do you call it, medium level towards low level income. And, you know, both of them just telling lies to each other. So they eventually come out because now she got something to get on his ass about. But like I said, can Luca be trusted? I don't think so. Not right now. Maybe 45%. But the other, he's gonna have to work for it. So still feed him with a long-handed spoon. Okay. Then we go back to Chelsea. Chelsea tries to convince Adam to cheer up and to go back to, you know, them having sex again upstairs. So that didn't too much work out because he's still just, you know, kind of little bombs here and there. And, you know, it's going to take him a lot because he's just digesting everything. So in a way, we go to commercial, we come back, we have Chelsea's trying to pick Adam up, make his feelings, you know, get back up to an even standard of hypeness. She's telling Adam she believes in him and he has a lot of support, which is very true. Then Michael's going over with Paul because he done left them. And he's trying to follow back up with what the deal was with this man killing himself. What, you know, that's a admission of guilt. We might as well just go and throw this out because y'all ain't got nothing. Pretty much take it to court. I'm gonna make a fool out of y'all. That's what he basically was telling Dylan and Paul. They wasn't buying it. They ain't really giving him no real facts to what they really also have come up across that Hillary may be doing some things herself. But Dylan and Paul have the money trail. They even tell um, Michael that it's not. It don't have Victor name on it. It has another person's name on it. So that theory that he's trying to toss out ain't holding water. He better go dig up some more corpses to get Adam out of this one. So, you know, of course, Michael's good at the law, so he'll think of another avenue here and there. So we go back to Ian. Ian is telling Dr. Gates because he's in the infirmary and he does need her help because he got a bloody lip, bruised up cheek. Victor Mayer got him in the eye. I know he was punching him real well in the stomach. But yeah, he was definitely having some stomach cramps this time. Not the first time, but the second time, yeah. And she's putting like some iodine on him or something, trying to take the redness off of his bruise on his lip. But she don't do that good with it. Then The head guard and warden tells Victor he has lost his infirm. Well, we went over that about the infirmary rights, and he's got to go to solitaire. And Victor saying, "Hold on, wait a minute, hold up, wait a minute." So he's trying to plead his case with the ward by saying he's being set up. It's a travesty being going on in here. What does Victor know about being a travesty? Hell, he create those type of scenarios. But anyway, that's basically what he's trying to tell the warden, that he's being set up. It's a conspiracy against him to give him more time than he actually deserves, because he don't deserve the 10 years he got in the first place. Because, Victor makes his own laws. But anyway, we leave that situation because the warden pretty much is not buying it. And we go to Phyllis. Phyllis is playing a nice person to Luca. And she wants Nick to do the same so they can get rid of him later. So pretty much they're going to try to, how they always say, if you go against who your child is dating, that makes them gravitate more to them. But if you start to, make room for them to hang their own self, you just play nice with them. You give them all the rewards of somebody that you think you would like for your child to be dating, and this, that, and that. And then Summer has come to her own conclusion when she sees different things happening in his personality and demeanor. And then it'll be like, okay, you through with him. We finna really get rid of him. So they trying to play that game. I don't think it's going to work. But, hey, it's a good try. We do what we do to protect our children, right? Okay, then we go to the last and final scene when Travis goes back to tell, or begins to enlighten Victoria a little bit more, that he is a commodities trader in oil refinery. And of course, Victoria, like I said, she wasn't making no connections. I don't know if she done got fried in her brain, or she just tired of her daddy, trying to get her each which way. I don't know. We had to repeat it to her a couple of more times before she could get the connection. His whole thing of being a stock trader, a commodities trader, had to do with oil. Remember the oil refinery fire shortcut possibly been made to maintenance, monthly maintenance issues that weren't being addressed. And hey, somebody sabotaged something, and your friend has a lot of pull and a lot of stock invested in that. And Lucas, saying Victor may have been, set up, from the oil scam, from the oil leak. There's possibilities hidden. And so now Victoria's pretty much catching the drift that he was trying to make to her, oh so subtle. But, like I said, she's in another world, so he had just pulled her out of her planet that she was living on, bring her back to Earth, and then whoop her on the side of her head, so she can get back to reality and figure out the mess that she's definitely done got herself into. So he's pretty much like, you worried about me, but then you're sleeping with the enemy. And possibly, somebody who's going to end up suing you for much, much more that I could ever have gotten out of you all. And then I'm letting you know what's what. Now, who's working for who? Who's trying to get who? So she's having a lot to think about, and it's going to be spicy hot. I'm thinking come Monday, because they really didn't do anything on Friday's episode. But I got that for you too, coming up in a few. But that's all I got, guys, for The Young and the Restless that aired for Thursday, June 9th, 2016 at 3 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, my time. All right, y'all be blessed, and I will see you in a few more minutes to give you Friday's episode. Okay, take care. Bye bye.